Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to an exciting, liberating, and amazing Propagandacast from the host Imperial Dane, the one and only master propaganda hero, site defender of the fatherland of the 1v1 on Angoville Farms, a riveting match between Theodosios and RedxWings. Setting off here with the British 6th Armoured Division. Number 3 company here with a triple Superstar versus triple Pioneers of Theodosios and the Wehrmacht Deutschland. Here with the Hammergöring Fallschirm Panzerdivision, the Luftwaffe's only Panzer Division that would later get expanded to a full Panzer Corps with a patent as a Grenadier Division and a Panzerfusilier Battalion. So, fun facts there. But otherwise, we're racing out here. As always, a big hearty thanks to my wonderful Patreon supporters for the continued generous and heroic support of the Propagandacast. Keeps the Warford going. Enough thanks to keep commenting and liking on the videos. Helps obviously with the YouTube algorithms by spreading out further. So here we see RedxWings firing off around here. The cutoff point. Very classic move here. The end up south side. Angoville. To make it hard for the opponent to rush the area here and then get into the building. Thus creating a really nasty situation. So it's very common to see players like, wire off the area around here. Back for example in CoH3. Vickers on the way there for RedxWings as well there. Battle group wise, it doesn't have heavy armor, so there's no seriously immediate, clear-cut choices we could end up with, which of course is classic RedxWings. Could be Canadian Shock, could be RNC, could be Indian Artillery, we just don't know with the RedxWings. As for Theodosios, Terra, Luftwaffe, Mechanized, all kind of on the table, but might be Terra, might be Luftwaffe. Mechanized certainly would be a bit one of the more surprising choices, but not impossibly so. Mining the middle road here, also another classic spot here on things to do on Angoville. Mine this point of the map. Which of course means, if you haven't mined it after a certain point, make sure to bring minesweepers around here. Second Grenadiers got Theodosios. So far map control the west side is going splendidly. German versus the British are making much better headway in the east. Section command post down there for RedxWings, as Vickers is supporting the lone sapper section in the west here. More pressure in the east here. First shots fired from the west pioneers caught by the sappers, Sten guns versus MP40s. Baker's team being brought in, perhaps using the sappers as baiting home to draw in Theodosios' men in the hit with some heavy machine gun fire. We'll have to see. Got the east munitions point here. Seized for King George. You think the king will like this? I don't think the king really cares. Another Grenadiers go Theodosios. Sappers closing in there. Going in hard here, sapper section seemingly acting as bait line. The other sappers close in there with their the Sten guns well here. But there you go. Theodosios with RedxWings doing it. Quickly turns the tables on the more isolated sapper section that was closed up. But that's it. Doesn't quite work out smoothly here. For Theodosios, the sappers are still sappers. For the pioneers, more sappers moving in here. Almost got a white peak. Merges quickly, but that might just feed the sappers more free kills if anything. And there you go, straight for the cutoff point, managed to find a gap here and get through. Cheeky Theodosios. West side, the Vickers team doesn't be doing too as much as I would have figured it would out. Panzer going to accompany Theodosios. There's definitely been a slight return to that one, I think, as people have realised Luftwaffe company to some extent can be kind of easily countered if you're expecting it. Also can Panzer Grenadier Company, but for most players, they just use it as stepping stone, like get a pack 40, and then they typically move ahead. Some will go for Panzer Grenadiers, but not that many, I find. Well, there was a surge, people tried them out, but I think people realising that the buffs really did not amount to a lot. Then now we got Theodosios wiring off some of the ways as well there. Turn the tables opponent, got some Canadians out here for RedxWings, hoping for some of that Canadian magic to see him through. Just sitting out there, sappers moving up east, grabbing the few points here. Sappers being there, pursuing the Grenadier, Vickers sitting up here. First time the Canadians get featured in the multiplayer part of the game. In CoH3, they actually were part of the British committee, actually had some missions where they fought with Canadian troops, but I think they went further than that, I don't know. I just felt like they couldn't do much with them.
Our territory.
Who knows? We got a 251.5 to go Theodosios, the Mittelschützen Panzerwagen. Lightly Stummer.
We have lost a sector.
But map control here, switching sides here. Theodosios through DV's maneuvers overcame RedxWings here. And we got the whole cheap of the munitions,
251 half-track is
Rebate their
deployed.
bonus, whatever you want to call that, when he grabs a point. Cheaper grenades in there, go 251 on the way, and yes, it is being upgraded to the Stummel, adding the 75mm cannon.
Territory sector lost.
Canadians on fire there, half to Lucy as the Grenadiers were supported by the Pioneers. But bringing the Canadians to cover important. I imagine we're looking at Fiats, though RedxWings could surprise us with the light mortars. Pioneers closing in. After almost fixed up. East side here, Pioneers finding out with the Grenadiers taking too much damage here. Vickers just sort of milling about there. I don't actually think this Vickers has done so far much here for him. And an infantry officer supports there. Gammon bombs off here for RedxWings didn't do much, but then again, basically got it for, if not free, close to free thanks to that ability. So having it with isn't the biggest issue for RedxWings, really. Don't worry, chaps, we're the Americans. We can just throw. Wait a minute, we're not the Americans. Why can't we just throw munitions about? When you think about it, this really feels much more like an American ability. It's like, you know, there were the guys literally just drowning in equipment to the point that sometimes they just literally throw down the rifles during longer marches and just get issued a new one once they arrive at the destination because they're too lazy to carry them around. Yes, that did happen. They also would, like, you know, in the Pacific, like on the aircraft carriers, just sometimes instead of like just repairing an aircraft, they just tip it into the sea and, like, you know, just get issued a new aircraft because that was easy. The British really didn't have that luxury, so this feels very un-British when I think about it. Anyway, stumbling about that Pack 40 for Theodosios. Bringing in with the Canadians, we've got 2 sections here out for RedxWings. Still no sign of an upgrade here, no Piats, no mortars. And Theodosios does commit to the Panzergrenadiere, the Sturmgewehre. Moving westwards here with the Vickers, Sappers, and of course Canadians. Got the platoon command post there for RedxWings. Humbers and Stewards, the Alpha's going to happen. Either of them two. Probably not both, but then this is RedxWings, so maybe he will go.
Panzergrenadiers, we have lost control of a victory point.
Panzergrenadiers are ready with their Sturmgewehre. Sappers here, the Vickers support going out the Grenadiers to the west side here. Canadians going for the cut-off point again. Bunkers for Theodosios and the Hammen-Göring Frodschirm Panzergrenadier Shock. Which in Italy actually had one of the interesting distinctions of having the broadest set of camouflage uniforms available to them, being able to draw from both Luftwaffe uniforms, Italian uniforms, Wehrmacht camouflage uniforms, Fallschirmjäger camouflage uniforms, and the Waffen-SS camouflage. I mean, they could look rather interesting, I think, compared to like some of the others. There's a bit of fun on there. Go first, Piat on the way there for RedxWings. Piat standing for Projector Infantry Anti-Tank. Medic bank upgrade for Theodosios. Vickers comes back the Pioneers. Sappers been blasted with the Sturmer. Got the Panzers moving with their Sturmgewehre. Sappers there caught out in the open. There's a lot of most irate Germans. Situation is not ideal. Which is definitely going to need. Oh, we got there the burnout ability, I think it's called. Yes, burnout. I think RedxWings is probably the only player actually seen use that ability so far. Actually, I think nerfed it with the recent patch. Possibly just because of RedxWings, I don't know. Wouldn't be surprised if they just like saw him use those like, oh no, he's actually utilizing it. It's not meant to be used, best nerf it. So far though, he's not quite using infantry training on the way there for RedxWings. No sign of like any vehicles though. We'll see some more Canadians. There's a lot of maneuvering here. RedxWings, I think, trying to like find the right position, but it seems like it's going to focus on the east side. His Canadian section number 2 moving in there. Got the training already. Yeah, chaps charging forwards, but right into the grenades and heavy cover. It's going to be a bit tough there. German force flanking in here, hoping to do some help. Instead, they find themselves flanking the British advance here. Pioneers charging in there. Doesn't have mission for a grenade and doesn't have the ability to activate there. Oh, Pioneers both retreat here. Interesting. Vickers being hauled up. Sappers as well. That means basically the RedxWings are banning the west side. I mean, he needs to make this work out really well. Second, Piat almost down there. Panzer coming for Theodosios. Riding high on initial successes. Going straight for those panzers as fast as possible. There go Vickers at it. Pioneers, though, walking right past as they actually fires at the grenadiers behind them. Bit awkward there for RedxWings, just a tiny bit. Got the Canadians going for the Stummel here. Vickers in trouble, Sappers also in trouble. Real messy situation here for RedxWings. Needs something in there to really make this work. Grenades off here. Sappers forced to withdraw. More Sappers to move. Canadians need to get a move on. Sappers, of course, they're back on the base. Also need to move in and need to move swiftly. Still a burnout here. Panzer Company almost done. Canadians taking massive damage. But RedxWings keeps finding onwards for the Empire. And there you go. Bun grenade utterly turns that Vickers crew into something you can't really describe. West side, Sappers, Canadians moving westwards. Their Grenadier squad on their own are probably going to get mauled by that. RedxWings fighting hard here for the British Empire. Mines being laid down. Thumbs up. And we got German medics hard at work.
More replacements.
Sector lost.
Grabbing the fuel point there. West of the Grenadiers was the Canadians.
The enemy has taken a victory point.
There you go, ability activated, so you can basically just throw a grenade free. No, Canadians, not the Grenadiers. They go gun bomb off. Almost had the Grenadiers there, close call. Stummel moving in. Got a man for that here though. Another big push here by Theodosios. This time brought hazard kits up and he just cut through the barbed wire. Thumbs up.
Task complete.
And there you go, Canadians on the run. Doesn't look like it. Maybe cancelled. They just told him it was done. I don't know. 6 Panther guns for RedxWings. Floating manpower
The
here.
enemy have taken our
Could go for more
territory.
Canadians. Could go for more Sappers. Could go for more Vickers machine guns. I mean, certainly a few parts you could consider. On the west side, though, British Canadian forces have successfully breached. Are slowly gutting the left flank here. Theodosios bringing in the might of the Starstorm here. I'm guessing RedxWings is not going to go for any light vehicles. They're planning something a bit more ambitious.
We have been cut off.
Another
The
Vickers for
enemy has
RedxWings.
claimed our territory for their own.
And throwing grenade there at the Stummel.
Shock veterans have been relinquished to us.
Interesting idea there. There you go, mine goes off, taking out some of Theodosius' men, leaving them broken there. But ultimately not enough to really slow them down. We got Theodosius, but still without a battle group here. Still waiting on the right time to make a pick. Which of course it could be, it's tough to say, but my money is probably other than Terror and Mechanized at this point. He could surprise us with the Luftwaffe nonetheless. Far from impossible.
Victory point lost.
RedxWings here, strong bit of the map control.
Fire!
Against Theodosius, got the incendiary boost there. Still a use of burnout though.
Awaiting orders, Commandant.
And Theodosius with the Pack 40. Clearly worried about probably one of the things that could give him a problem right now, which would be something like a Humber or Stuart light tank. Just bring up the Pack 40, I think, just in case. Because honestly, he could go for the Panzer Force. The fact he has a Panzer Company up, isn't going for a Panzer 40 or the Sturmpanzer, definitely has me thinking at this stage that Theodosius is planning either like a King Tiger or a Tiger tank. Which of the two calls we'll have to see. In some ways, it may not matter too much, but okay, yeah, he goes for Mechanized.
And 221 scout cars may now reinforce
You
in the
can't go
field.
for Tiger tanks, but what I'm talking about, so. But he goes for Mechanized. So, Panthers? Or is it Vespers? First choice out of Theodosius. Something like RedxWings so far, it's not exactly presenting a lot of armor.
Headquarters has an officer stationed.
Some questions there have been raised. Another Starstorm squad for Theodosius. I mean, 2 thumbs up against opponent with most infantry does
Our
make sense,
territory is
though.
exposed. We
Does,
must
of course, have some
re-establish a
Vickers
connection.
machine guns. Buildable Panthers of Theodosius and Deutschland. The Panzerkampfwagen 5 aus von D. With model of the Panther. Grenades off.
Sectors are isolated. We have been cut off.
Sappers, they're catching the Panthers in the sea of fire, routing them. And cut-off point, they hit with burnout. There he suddenly goes for it.
The enemy have taken our territory.
396 to 389.
Carried out.
Map control definitely looking a bit patchworky here. Vic is still on its own. Folks on the left flank is definitely, I think, very risky for
Victory point
RedxWings.
is under enemy control.
And then again, RedxWings obviously lives for risk, so yes, that's not an issue.
Pioneer infantry
Oh,
kill.
Pioneer Swap dropped a flame for a nice little win there for RedxWings. Nice incendiary gift to unleash upon his opponent. We've got the Starsman there. Force with the Vickers team caught out in the open. With Starsman on the flank, there's only really one option, which is to retreat. East side here, Sappers being hunted by Starsman and Sturmel. And here, Counterpoint claimed. Almost got the Grandies for the Canadians. Can he get the shot in? No, didn't. What luck there? Sappers almost troubled him with the Starsman and the Sturmel forced to withdraw here. And in the south, the fuel pumping hit there. Just Theodosios keeping up a frenetic pace, even as RedxWings, of course, is trying his best to like just mess with his own economy as well. No tech yet for RedxWings. Manpower being floated. Vic is in his own versus the Sturmel is not a great engagement there for the machine gun crew. Starstorm certainly not aiding the situation right there. Got Pack 40. Oh, not Pack 40, 6-pounder gun winner for RedxWings. Another one.
Bastards have secured our territory from us.
Another 6-pounder gun. Once more RedxWings shifting side here, going for the west side of the map. Sappers are taking a very sneaky route to escape through, taking to the edge of the map.
We finished our orders.
RedxWings feeling the pressure here from Theodosios.
Infantry engaging us.
Immensely unrelenting. Closing in there with grenades. Got Blem Cups on the turn here. Advance continues. Second 6-pounder gun ready here. I think RedxWings just going for the crocodile here. Don't be surprised, and of course maybe that is why Theodosios in the end went for Mechanized, anticipating the crocodile RedxWings, who wants a Panther counter. I mean, that is a actual like possible chain of thought here on both sides.
Pioneers in enemy entanglement.
We'll have to see.
A capture point is being lost.
Painter Miner, got Miner Theodosios, thumbs
Enemy
up.
points at 300. Confirm.
RedxWings their sun straight behind, more aggressive victory point. Could do something, turn this around soon. Switching
The
eastwards
enemy has
again.
claimed our sector.
Ah, Canadian taking massive losses to hit to mines and grenades at the same time. Sturmel sneak up for a flank here. East side starts with the
We
Sappers.
have a surplus of command. We have territory
Hanging
under
around here.
supply.
Perhaps where the Starsman could be a bit of bait in there.
We
Going
have
to use
lost
the
control of the
line
victory
of sight,
point.
grounded by the victory point. Really nice over there with Theodosios, punishing RedxWings expertly. And there you go, Panther on the way. Panzerkampfwagenfünf. Again, not any armor out there for RedxWings, so while it's not going to be outright useless, it's not going to be particularly great compared to if RedxWings had actual tanks on the field. So it definitely feels like it is very much made in mind with the assumption that RedxWings is going to go for the crocodile. And perhaps hoping to send a message to RedxWings. I mean, Panther's a great message to send to your opponent, like no matter what. But you know, it might also be just to say, like, in case you know RedxWings, no matter what, goes for that crocodile, he's going to have some options for dealing with it fairly effectively. So, interesting there. More mines being set off there by RedxWings' heroic troops. Remember, Nigel, stiff upper lip. It just got blown off by mine. How am I supposed to have a stiff upper lip? Well, just pretend you got one. There you go. Panther on the way there for Theodosios, the Model T, which is definitely the least good model of Panther by a fair amount. And also from what I've noticed starting photos, seemingly the Waffen-SS received a lot of these, even as they're making fancier models of Panther with fewer issues. They still issued most of them to the SS. Best prepared for Theodosios. There you go, Panther blasting away there with its high velocity, 7-pounder gun, 6-pounder gun speed going for it.
Victory point is under enemy control.
Canadians charging 40, gammon bombs being locked at the Pioneers. Oh! Theodosios didn't pay attention to folks in the Panther. The gammon bomb actually obliterates them, no mercy. But a Sappers getting up with the Starstorm here, dropping the Flammenwehr for once more. On the west side, another assault here by RedxWings, trying to break out of the stranglehold of Theodosios and the Angoville Farms. More Sappers on the way here. It does feel like RedxWings is betting a lot here on the Crocodile. Panther's going to need some fixes there. More Sappers on the way. Got the gun bomb there on the way of the Grenadiers.
The enemy has taken a victory point.
Shock troops standing by.
Carried out.
Because it's 45, not a massive gap, but one that nonetheless favors Theodosios. Burn out again, thumbs up to RedxWings and a Storm Panzer Theodosios. Team weapon training here for RedxWings.
Our territory is exposed. We must re-establish a
Using
connection.
machine guns and anti-tank guns alike.
Territory sector lost.
He has a lot of iron there, so definitely seems to have lost. Oh no, no, that's a because of machine tanks as well. Apparently, discounting this somehow. Canadians versus Panzer Grenadiers. Got Grenadiers once well hit, catching the Canadians a bit bad spot. And the Sturm still not aiding the match either. On the west side here, Vic is keeping the German troops head first into the dirty, into the muck.
Bomber is fueled and ready for targets.
And there you go, Sturmpanzer out here for Theodosios.
Received. Enemies down to 200
Yeah, RedxWings
points.
there. Definitely now, I think all signs that they're selling out for the Crocodile, but again, can he make it there?
Orders carried out.
It's a pretty big question. Can he get there? Even as Theodosios continues to bear down upon him.
We are losing possession of a capture point.
The men are ready.
Gun punch going around westwards.
Shuttle-based armor will be applied to Panzers.
And Schutzen, thumbs up there. Always a good upgrade, I find. If you've got any armor that can, of course, benefit from it.
Commandant, territory sector
Panther
lost.
game already has it, Schutzen. But it actually took them a while to add it. In fact, before they added the armored side skirts to the Panther, they were actually planning to develop the Panther 2 to see, like, make a bigger Panther with more side armor, frontal armor, and a bigger gun. But when someone just went, well, what if we just slapped 5mm of armored side skirts on this thing? And then, like, just wait, yeah, we can just do that instead of developing an entirely new tank.
Troopers are firing at us.
Sometimes German weapons development was a bit special.
Make it quick. Ordnance noted.
Sometimes. Maybe most of the time. The advance of the Canadians, the Sappers, the anti-tank guns, one more RedxWings porting to the eastern fields here. Here, 9633 here.
Taking hits.
6 guns move here. Gammon bombs being chucked to the Starstorm. There you go, 6 force here in the Sturmel. Almost got with the PATM, perhaps smoke from drop just in time. German counter move from the west side here. Canadians hitting mines. Sturm getting out there. Canadians forced off the victory point. RedxWings needs to make this count. He absolutely needs to make this count. He's definitely got the resources for the Crocodile now. The problem right now facing RedxWings is he doesn't have the victory points for the thing. I can't remember how many Saints would take like as many as any other tank would take. Oh! Almost got the Starstorm there! Oh, what rotten luck there. Somehow one guy survived.
Kinder, sandbag wall.
Clearly, he had remembered to take his Palpatine with his breakfast. So there you go. Crocodile out there. Churchill tank modified to a flamethrower. There's also, of course, the German Crocodile, which was the version with the flamethrower instead of the whole machine gun. Apparently, the one with the flamethrower instead of the actual machine was known as the Zipper.
We have territory cut off from supply.
On the side there. So Crocodile out here might just give
The
Theodosios
enemy has claimed
an
our
aggressive
territory
case of
for their own.
indigestion if RedxWings can leverage it well enough. Of course, is going to be the big question here. Jump on the 6 guns towards the eastern head here. Starstorm straight out the cutoff point. Crocodile moving in, engaging the main gun. Flamethrower about to turn on those. Starstorm roasting them alive. Almost getting a wipe. In fact, yes, gets the wipe. Massive blow, the 380 manpower gone in the blink of an eye before Theodosios really had much of a chance to react. One moment the crocodile was there, the other moment it starts to
Pioneers
be
standing
roasted.
by.
Crocodile keeps up the advance here. It breaches up the contact here with the 6th Armoured, ripping through the German lines. German infantry is dying at a massive rate now. West side, we also got a minor move here from Canadians. They're not in a great condition. Sturmpanzer pushing off the sappers, 6-pounder guns, crocodiles, slowly advancing
The
here,
enemy has claimed our
lacerating
sector.
Theodosios' front
Do
line.
not falter now. They only have 100 points.
Less than 100 points left here for RedxWings. He needs to pick up the pace here to get that damage in. Yeah, Theodosios just really sees the crocodile turn upon. He starts some Sturmpanzer shocking off counter set for the 6-pounder guns. Crocodile gun in the front. There goes shots in. Of course, the crocodile is flamethrower via this ability makes the Sturmpanzer move slowly in the extent to keep better pace with it, knock it out. Panther moving in right into the Canadians and the anti-tank guns. This was a bit of a mistake. They got a targeted shot there from the Canadians well there. Crocodile keeping at it. Theodosios in a lot of trouble here. Pioneers in deep shites as well there. Crocodile keeps up the pace here. Kansas Ten's trying to keep up the pace now themselves though. Salt is going too fast here. At least the Crocodile's going too fast for the rest to follow up and maintain the pace. But so that did a lot of damage here to Theodosios. That did a lot of damage. And as all this happened here, all of Theodosios' attempts got stuck to the east side. RedxWings made successive gains to the west as well here. So suddenly, RedxWings is holding a bit of an advantage here against Theodosios.
The enemy have taken our territory.
Bit of an awkward state here. We'll of course have to see what RedxWings starts to follow up on this success. More Canadians, more tank guns. What will he do to leverage like what he just did here further? I mean, he's got manpower floating there. He can all try and take up. We'll have to see what he does. But I do think something should be done. There go burnout again. Another pyrotechnic for Theodosios. They're out of RedxWings to the British Empire. Biggers there. They're getting rid of part of the Starstorm. Sappers flanking in there. And Theodosios here launching a major assault through the mid-road, hoping that RedxWings hasn't mined it to hell and back. Which, as it turns out, he hadn't. Crocodile further withdrawing here. Hopefully a bit cautious. Actually take up now. We got the come to command post up. Ace Starstorm, they're hitting the point we got. Which of course means they can just throw a lot of grenades as they just find all of the grenades. Crocodile on the move again. Got through 19 was 92. He seems to not. Oh, going the counter attack again here. There you go, Mechanized assault activate. Oh, at least make ready here. Pants about to get wiped out. Again, Crocodile just devouring infantry here like a dragon. Machine gun team though, obliterate by the Sturmpanzer doing its job there quite well. Shrugging off shot from the 6-pounder guns, definitely not made to tangle such a beast, but the Crocodile is about to descend upon it. Company command post almost done. Sturm firing away, their Panther being fixed up. RedxWings once more rolling in support by Canadian troops. 319 versus 80. Another Panther on Theodosios and Deutschland. There you go, 6-pounder gun pairing up the assault as well here. There you go. Target ability for the Piet once more doing some damage on the Panther. More Piets arriving. Still, Crocodile needs to withdraw. I think it takes too much damage here.
We have been granted a Panther
More
tank.
Piet damage on the Panther.
The enemy has taken a victory point.
And a bit of movement on the west side as well there. Second Panther ready here for Theodosios and Deutschland. There's a fair few Panthers here. And Gamma Bombs here. RedxWings are sending a message there, except he also blasts his own men, so I guess he sends a message to the Canadians as well. Oh, very American. But there you go. Burnout once more leashed here by RedxWings.
Sectors are isolated. We have been cut off.
69 is a 315. And RedxWings pull off a victory with 69 points left. We'll have to see. Could go for some foot guards here. Bazookas, Thompsons. Maybe he's going to set up for some Crusaders. We shall have to see.
sector lost.
Crocodile continue being eaten as some pretty fierce repairs there. And we got the Starstorm basically left to defend the Western Victory upon their own. Certainly highlighting just how much trust Theodosios had in them. Moving down the main road, we do have a mine here sitting in the infantry first. Perhaps use them as improvised mine sweepers.
We have 300 points remaining.
Perhaps not. Cannon bomb. Almost wiping out the Grenadier squad. Both retreating here. Got the pond and neutral. Biggest confirmed. Crocodile will join the fight here. Canadians going for the flank of the Panther. Seems like Theodosios kind of forgot here. Almost got the point. No, pushed off. 6 Panzer guns lining up here to engage the Panthers. 299 to 69. Panthers taking more damage. There you go. Good smoke in from the Sturmler on the 6 Panzer guns, blinding the gunners, prevent them from firing at the Panthers. Thumbs up Theodosios. Excellent play there. We've still got the Canadians on the flank here, appearing behind the Panthers. Still the turn the field there. Go. Good shot on the Panther. Once onto the Cotapon Crusaders for RedxWings. Canadians keep it up, but then realise they can't and actually have to withdraw. Meanwhile, RedxWings launching a fresh assault here in the east. Well, this waddle, I suppose. I think there's like no infantry to conduct the assault elements for actually leading the anti-tank guns. Troops back here reinforcing healing. Troops once more pushed westwards. The Crusader tank almost done. Panzer Grenadiers run to the Crocodile, getting absolutely incinerated. Panther striking. Grenadiers going for the flank here. Outmaneuvering here. RedxWings' main force in the east, it seems. Theodosios turns his larger numbers here against the RedxWings. Crocodile snap those poor swords. 27 kills. Slowly approaching Mechanized fleet. If you can get to it, you can actually start capturing points with it, which will definitely make things uncomfortable for Theodosios in terms of holding points. There you go, west side, East Star's about to get wiped out! At least they don't have any foot but that's a big loss at Theodosios. That makes it much more time affect the west side without like committing armor now. Great hit there for RedxWings. Big one. Massive. Canadians pushing westward. See, we've got 295 and 69. RedxWings getting that push ready. Move quickly off the west point. He didn't finish going to the victory point there. Because I'm moving in, that fake was less than ideally for RedxWings. Makes his machine gun, I think, very easy to dealt with. Crocodile pushing forward. See, anti-tanks the flank. There you go. Panther going for flank the Crocodile. Crusader on the flank and return to cover that, but I don't think that's going to help. Extension around here. RedxWings might extend here. Theodosios essentially just goes in. We've got Mechanized assault activated here. Crocodile in deep trouble. Theodosios here with the counter fast, completely blasting through RedxWings and annihilating whatever gains RedxWings had just made. Oh dear. What a turnaround here. Theodosios charging in with the Panthers. Sturmpanzers blasting away there. Infantry keeping up the pace while of the attack here. RedxWings forces are getting shredded here. Absolute chaos here. We might see one of the Panthers getting knocked out though. Canadians are fierce here. Panthers getting the Ace Crusaders almost knocked out here. Can he finish off on the Panthers with the Sturmpanzer? We'll have to see. Still joining in. Bounced off the Panther. Oh no. Oh yes, the Germans. More Crusaders for RedxWings, but at this point it might just be too late. Like, he just took so much damage and Theodosios now is about to gain significant map control. Get up all the anti-tank guns.
Enemy forces have claimed our territory.
Like, didn't lose like a single tank or armored vehicle in the process. So, odds of the RedxWings suddenly went from pretty good to pretty bad with just one move there. Didn't have the flank they covered, so his Crocodile couldn't rely on the front line once the Panthers got to the side of the rear armor, at which point things rapidly escalated and out of control there for RedxWings. Ace Panther, they're bouncing all the shots. Thumbs up to Theodosios getting a Panther to the ace level. Not something you see too often. Zeta swinging in there. 228 to 67, 66. Now the Canadians rushing forwards. Torpedo damage. 262, 61.
Territory sector lost.
Samples machines closing in here. 59 points left here. RedxWings is desperately trying to claw back. Here's something out of Theodosios' hands, but Theodosios is having none of it. He's just slapping RedxWings here to the ground. Turning into a right massive RedxWings on the British.
One of our capture points is under attack.
It was so close, but that just one mistaken push here without flank coverage. Really just turned the time match against them in the blink of an eye. Got the East Pat's going great. The Crusader tank. Almost got the Crusader tank. They might in fact just need one more hit. It's going to go down. Yup. There we go. Absolute punishing there. And there we go. GG. Game over. Game over. Splendid victory there for Theodosios against RedxWings. Absolute brutality. Some great play from both sides. But then they just that one move there for RedxWings really just sank the entire match, unfortunately. Also, maybe could have gone for some more Canadians or something. Or some foot guys. Definitely something I think actually those like that. But anyway, good match. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something from it. This is Imperial Lynch. Cheers and see you all tomorrow for another episode. Bye everyone.